Greasy Fatty gifted a tier 1 sub to Hollyrius. They have given 434 gift subs in the channel.
hello. Hello, can you guys hear me? Guys, I have made a terrible mistake and I only just now realized it. I'm streaming in 60 FPS, which is something I should not do. But I don't want to restart the stream. So, you know, if everything crashes, well, you know why. This is not something I should. I forgot I was recording something, and I didn't. Hello, motherfucker. Yeah, whatever. If things crash, we hold the line. Thank you. Hello, everyone. How is everyone? Hello, motherfucker. Hello. Oh. My bad. My bad. Where are we going? Don't worry about it. Yeah, never mind. Everything is going wrong today, bro. Anyways, hi guys. How is everyone? Carmen, yeah, I literally dropped my phone on my keyboard and it went to my recording scene. Are you okay? No, I'm not. I'm really not, but whatever. Hold on, let me Hi, Super. Hello. Guys, we have new fishing here. We have new fishing. Also, hold on. Good lord. Ellie still didn't tell her bot to shout me out. Disappoint. What do you mean? Is it not shouting you out? Wait, Jade, are you serious? Is it still not shouting you out? What the fuck? Hi, Luca. I am what the fuck, bro? Hold on. I'm a fix that right now. But yeah, guys, let's test the fishing today, because I have no idea how that fishing stuff works. Hi, Bogus. Scuff. Yeah, so much scuff. But how is everyone? Why is... Wait, why did Amon get pinned? Amon's peepee is 1 cent. Amon, where are you? I want to laugh at you. Where is he? Did he leave? Amon! I couldn't let you miss it. Thank you so much. You're playing League? Okay, you know what, Amon? You deserve the 1 centimeter peepee. Go back to your League. Ellie, you can't just laugh at people's peepee. Why not? Isn't that what they're there for? What else do you need a peepee for, if it's not being laughed at? Damn, Rhea, what the fuck? You are hung like a horse. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I wanna say hello to everyone. But oh, great. My chat is not letting me scroll. I can't say hello to everyone. I'm so sorry. I don't like this multi-stream chat, guys. It can double as a belt for real. Man, I don't like this new multi-stream chat. I'm not sure what else to use, though. We'll figure it out. The fuck is Lucy doing? I got 69 kilograms of balls. Holy shit, Yumi. You gotta empty those at some point. Hold on. No, Jade. Your name is right here. What the hell? Why is it not shouting you out? Hold on. Let me test it. Yeah, it should shout you out just fine. What the hell? It never does it for some reason? I am so confused. Maybe it's the same problem it had with me at the start. No, your problem was that wait, what the fuck was that? The problem I had with you, Greasy, was that the service kind of like fucked up while I was setting your shoutout up, so it never actually saved. And that happened like 2 times in a row. So I was just immensely confused why you weren't being shouted out. But the thing just was that it just never saved you for some reason. But Shade's name is right here, so I'm not sure why she doesn't get a shout out. I'll look into that. I want my friends to get their shout outs. The bot is racist for real. The racism is crazy. But guys, are you doing well? Guys, it's snowing for me for the first time today, and I'm so... Cheese. I'm so excited, guys. I went outside today. I shoveled all of the snow. I got wet. I got cold. I almost died. And then I went back home. But it was great. We got some snow too. I am so excited. I love snow. We had that snow yesterday and it went to you guys. Yeah. I'm so glad. I'm so happy it's here. Like I don't want it to leave though. That's a good day. It is a good day. Like super. If there's anything you need to know about me is that seasonal depression hits me when summer is when summer is there. Like I get seasonally depressed when it's summer. But once it hits like autumn and winter, I get like super happy. I feel really happy these days. Oh my god, look at that smile. Hi, Foxy. Hi, guys. I have update. Can you guys tell the difference about the tracking? I have updated tracking now. Did you get the iPhone? Yeah. Since Foxy is here now, I can actually show you the one thing I always wanted to do. Foxy, I can finally do this to you. I can finally stick my tongue out to you. I can finally do the meme as well. We're gonna play Uno again at some point so I can make that face. But yeah, I can also do cheek puff now.
Stop it. Get some help.
That was good timing. I can puff my cheeks now. Isn't that great? I put it in the group again. Oh my god. Rip stream? What do you mean? Oh no. Is my stream already dying? Oh wait, no. Is it just Greasy's internet? No, we're good. Okay. Sorry, had to clip it so Nibby. Yeah, I want the gif of that. I see you still. Okay. No, cause I did an oopsie, guys. I was recording something yesterday, and I forgot to switch back to 30 FPS for streaming. So now we are streaming in 60 FPS, and that might just fuck everything up. So, yeah, we'll see how today goes. Emma's lurk is now okay, Kana. Thank you for the lurk. I love you. I am so happy that he got the new tracking now. It looks so smooth and accurate. Thank you. Does it actually line up with, like, the sound as well? Or do I need to, like, put a delay on the sound? Because that is something... apparently a lot of people do, but I don't know if that's even necessary. I don't think it's very necessary if I don't do song covers and shit like that, right? I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much for the upgraded tracking, Foxy. Foxy was nice enough to send me her old iPhone because my webcam was completely dying. So yeah, there might be like a few milliseconds delay. Yeah, exactly. That's what everyone is talking about. Like, apparently that's what everyone, like, you know, adjusts. But, I'm not even sure it's that noticeable, honestly. But then again, I am very old. I wouldn't know. W. Hans. W. Hans. Guys, I had a date today. have arrived. Nobody panic. I'm panicking. Ellie is here. Everybody scream. Also, hold on. Give me just a second. I sent you. Said I got Ellie's address now. Do we send her a barrel of lube? No. What do you mean 100%? No. Bro, this is stupid. I mean, I have sent her a piss jar before, so why not? Yeah, but that one broke. Unfortunately. What do you mean only one? Guys, I don't need lube, thank you. Stupid. But yeah, I'm happy about the snow. What I am unhappy with is that my my wireless headset thingy that I used to go outside to listen to music with doesn't charge anymore. So that kind of sucks. So I was outside for like 3 hours with no music whatsoever. That was kind of shitty. Then I also got scammed at the post office today, which was another thing that really pissed me off. So, yeah. It wasn't really the greatest day today, but it's whatever. At least I'm happy about the snow. What the heck, yeah. Like, so, the post office that's like right... that's like nearby was supposed to be like... Also, hold on. Hello, Gutter Bonesy. Hello, welcome in. Hello, hello. Good time zone to you. But, so, the post office that was like that is like nearby was supposed to close, but then somebody else like stepped in and was like, you know what, I'm gonna take over. The issue is the guy who took over is like one of those really ruthless like businessmen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all know one of those, like the type of guy who wants to make money off everything. So I feel like he's just out here now, like just scamming everyone at the post office now, because I never paid that much for like a package to the UK. It's like actually insane. So I feel like I don't want to go to that post office anymore, even though it's convenient. I don't think I'm gonna go back anymore, because I don't like his business practices. He already ruined like 2 other things in this little town of ours, and now he is taking over the post office, which I'm absolutely not happy with. I also still have beef with his son, so like since fucking kindergarten. His son and I, just we hate each other, and I don't even remember why anymore. We just hate each other. I just don't like that entire family, man. I'm at war with that family, I swear to God. But yeah, it's what, French time. I want to go full French on him. Exactly, Yumi. Is the son the one you broke the nose off? No, that was another guy. That was another guy. But yeah. I wish it was him, though. I wish I could still break his nose, but whatever. Wait, I don't remember this story. Well, it's not like... I've broken a couple of noses during my time on this earth. But, yeah. Just do it. I don't want to catch jail time again. Ellie, can you tell me a stupid joke? I'm in a meme mood today and I need to feel good. Oh no, I'm blanking, bro. Does anyone have a good joke? Let's just gloss over the again thing, and somebody please tell a funny joke so Foxy can laugh. I feel I'm totally put on the spot right now. I don't know. Also, hold on. Hold on. Oh wait, Emma. There we go. That's better. That's way more comfortable. Your jail time? That's a good joke. No. No. I broke someone's nose once when I was a kid. It was my own, but it's still
Cheese.
Honestly, Gordon Ramsay would be so proud of you for continuously making good cheese sandwiches. Let's talk about the again? No. Maybe one of these days. Oh man, I have a headache, guys. Hold on. Wait, what did Greasy say? Why can't Nibby play chess? Because America lost their... Okay. Well. Cancelled for real though. Only Nibby can make those jokes. That sounds criminal. Raya, get out of here. Oh man. I'm Russian, it's in my blood to shit on the US. True. Ellie, can you do a cute... What is a cute smile? I don't know how that works. Hi, Richter. Hello, welcome in. It's good to see you. Hi. So guys, you can thank Nibby for the stream today because she crawled into my DMs today on her knees like a dog, begging me to go live because apparently she misses me. So I was like, you know what? I'll be a generous queen today and I'll go live. Just for you, Nibby, just for you. Even though I have a headache, even though I'm really tired, I will go live just for you. You better appreciate this. Richter, I hope you're doing well today. I can't even deny it. Yeah, because it's true. Best. That's crazy. Yeah, because you ghosted us yesterday and left us. I didn't leave you alone. I said I might join the voice chat, but then I ended up not doing it because I was really tired. I'm really sorry. But Foxy, Nibby, did you guys try the demo that you were guys talking about yesterday? And here I am getting my DMs ignored. No, listen. I look at all of the DMs. I just take like 3 to 5 business days to reply. I'm really sorry. But Amon, I never ignore your DMs, I swear. Didn't even respond to the new Final Fantasy pussy. Yeah, listen. It takes some time to process the pussy. Here, have a drink? That's crazy. We didn't. We wanted to wait for you and I wanted to spend time with my wife. Somebody go into Nibby's chat real quick and type the wife command, please. But yeah, that's fair. I really didn't feel like playing that game yesterday because... I don't know. Yesterday was like... I felt kind of weird, so I was like, yeah, that game doesn't interest me. But I looked at it again today and I was like, you know what? That might actually be really fun to try. So I would be willing to try it now with you guys. And while you are in Nibby's chat, leave some subs. Yeah, leave some subs as well. As always. And go to Yumi's chat as well and leave some there as well. Give all of your money to those two.
Can you tell us a pickup line and then just wink?
A pickup line? I don't need a pickup line. Like, listen, if you have a cock... Actually, I can wink, though. I can wink now without... I had no idea it was so easy for iPhone users to wink. Because it's a fucking struggle as fucking webcam. That was the most awkward. Yeah, I was not really in the light with that one. But yeah, it's really easy to wink with iPhone. I had no fucking idea. I was like, why are people so good at fucking winking, dude? And now I'm like, okay, I understand now. They really just go like, and that's it. Like, what the fuck? I do it all the time. Yumi, I had no idea it was that easy. What was I gonna say though? Oh yeah, you don't need pickup lines when you have a huge cock like I do. Because that gets all of them like automatically. I think I need an iPhone. Dude, it's such a huge difference. Like, I'ma have to tweak this for like the next upcoming 3 weeks or so. Because I feel like some stuff is still a little bit off. But it's already like such a huge improvement. Like even just opening my eyes more. I can do the I can do the Doki meme now and all of that. I can confirm huge honkers also help. True. Siler, thank you so much for the lark. Your GIF is ready. Let's fucking go. I know webcam tracking is getting better, but iPhone is still just OP. That's true. I think webcam tracking also really highly depends on like how good your webcam actually is, because my webcam is like, I don't know, like 7 years old by now. Like, it's an old piece of shit, so no wonder it's breaking now. But, you know, it did pretty good while it lasted. Sorry for the wait. Oh, that's okay. Wait, let me see. That's just silly gif. Wait, can you put that in the Discord? Also, yeah, for glasses users, it's like a completely... Glasses are just such a handicap, dude, for everything, honestly. Webcam and Android tracking would be on par if Apple didn't have a monopoly. Stupid copyright laws. True. They did copyright that whole... what is it called? Like, you know, that's super accurate, like, is it? I don't know what it was, but yeah. It is stupid that they just copyrighted that. Wait, holy shit, that's a wall of text. I'm also a handicap? That's crazy. I could never face track, glasses, barely lit room, beard. Yeah, true. The beard, if you have a beard, it's probably even worse. Can someone help me with some math? No. What the fuck is all this? Peter, Uwe, Manfred und Günther Ludolf denken darüber nach, ihren Werkstattbereich durch den Kauf einer zweiten Hebebühne zu erweitern. Der Geschäftsführer und Lagermeister Peter geht davon aus, dass die Erweiterungsinvestition in den nächsten 10 Jahren jeweils...
English to one.
Shut the fuck up. In den nächsten 10 Jahren jeweils gleichbleibende Rückflüsse in Höhe von 20.000 € pro Jahr erwarten lässt und im Entscheidungszeitpunkt T = 0 eine Investitionsauszahlung in Höhe von 57... What the fuck is all this, bro? What am I reading? What the hell? And huge cock, gonna think I'm Squidward? That's crazy. That's the shit I need to calc for uni. My condolences, bro. The answer is 2. Alter, sprich Englisch, du Hurensohn. Du bist selber ein Hurensohn, what the fuck? Spit in my mouth? Okay, come here. Hi, Noir. I love you. I don't know, bro. It's at least 2. True. God, Ellie, your soft dialect is fucking hot. That's crazy. I hate my dialect when I speak German. Misgendered Google. Oh, come on. You know I call everyone bro. Man. Why are you easier to understand than actual Germans? Am I? For real? Hi, Limey. How are you?
Can you say, hey, I think you're okay, and then wink or order a Riz face?
No, I'm not gonna do that. That's like asking me for a sex tape. We can't do that in public, Foxy. For me, absolutely. Oh, I had no idea. Ellie, shut the fuck up. I love when you speak German and I don't even understand a word you're saying. Well, Nibby, if you really cared about me, you would actually learn German, you know? Like, if you really cared about me and Foxy, you would learn German for us. But no, she's out here speaking English. I'm stressed as fuck. Why are you stressed, Limey? What's going on? I feel you, Ellie. I say dude so much, but I'm always scared to say it for people. Yeah, but like, I feel like, you know, saying dude and bro is such a non-gender thing these days. Like, I call everyone dude and bro, you know? I don't care what kind of gender you are. Because I have to rig, but I have no energy? Crazy. You can do it. What you're gonna do now, Limey, is go to the store, get 5 Monster Energy cans, and chuck them all in one sitting. Trust me, everything is gonna go well after that. But I also need to learn Spanish to speak to my familia. I mean, true, but, you know, pendejo. You can do it, you're a bad bitch. True. Heart attack speedrun. Yeah. Dude, bro guy. Yeah, like, it's not even gendered anymore. Everyone, and I'm here getting called asshole. Well, you know, I just say it how I see it, Amon. You are a huge asshole. I have 2 Red Bull in the fridge. Does that count? No. It has to be Monster Energy. I don't even drink energy drinks, guys. I don't like the taste. Hi, Basti, wie geht's dir? Hallo, hallo. Sorry, I should have typed pendejo. I love you. True. No, you hate me. Have you filled your piss jar yet? Not yet, Crooked. Do you want to help me with it? Also, hi, Crookie. I hope you're doing well. I don't recommend that, Ali. I did that shit unironically, and dude, there's a reason why I take card. Oh my god. Crazy. You're not supposed to actually do that. Holy shit. What the? Crooked? What did I do to deserve that? Thank you so much. What the hell?
Cheese.
Dude. Thank you, Crooked. What the hell? Do it again? No, don't do it again. Super dir, mir geht's ganz gut, Basti, danke. Ich habe jetzt iPhone-Tracking, Basti. Das ist so ein kompletter Unterschied. It's crazy. I have to work you up somehow to fill the jar. That's insane. But thank you, Crookie. Thank you so much. I almost got caffeine overdose once from one energy drink. Haven't touched them since. I just can't drink them because they taste like absolute shit to me. Like I'm not sure what it is about Red Bull and like Monster Energy and all that stuff, but they have such a gross taste to them that I feel like whenever I talk about it, people don't understand what I'm talking about, but it's... I can't even describe the taste. It's like medicine, but like really gross medicine. I'm not sure why people willingly drink that. I'm sorry, I was just depressed, overworked, underfucked, and slept only like 3 hours every day. Jesus, Gracie. You just didn't have had good flavors then? I mean, I tried like the normal Red Bull stuff and like the what I think, yeah, it was the White Monster. And like the original Monster too, because I was curious, but they all taste like shit. They all taste like medicine to me. I don't know. And like White Monster is pretty popular, right? At least that's what I... Well, maybe. The OG Monster tastes like piss, I agree. Nah, it's memed. I mean, but yeah, but like... I feel like there's still like a lot of people that drink the White Monster unironically. So what is a good Monster flavor then? Or like, what is a good energy drink? Like, what is an energy drink you guys would recommend? I prefer the watermelon sugar-free one. Okay, okay. You just made my sister cry over that White Monster comment. It's her favorite. Limey, how old is your sister? Before I make that joke. Mango Loco, People Shot. Okay, okay. Don't buy Monster, it's overpriced trash. Also true. The only monsters I like were Ultraviolet and Chaos. Chaotic Monster or Guacamole Gamer Farts 9000. She's 27. Okay. Well, if your sister ever wants a really good White Monster, tell her to come to me. Tell her to bring your mom. Anyways. Ellie stole my joke. Listen, I was waiting, okay?
That just made me lose NNN. Thanks.
You're welcome. The only monster I liked, I believe, is discounted. It was All Monster Assault. That sounds like... Never mind. That sounds like something I would watch while I want to flick the bean or something. The Red Monster was my fave. Okay, so there's like a lot of like different... What? Why do I have a hype train now? I think it was a... Oh, I see. But that's discontinued? Me and my sister have different moms, however, but I can bring mine while I sit in the... Crazy. Yeah, bring yours. Greasy! Thank you, what the hell? Greasy, you've spent too much money on Twitch today already. Thank you so much.
It's not time to bring out the Python yet, Ellie.
Why not? What's wrong with my Python? Also, let me... Hold on. I need to make sure I actually, like, pay attention to the YouTube stuff as well. Limey! Thank you for 1 community sub. Thank you. Guys, don't spend money on me, please. Sorry, needed to top crooked. The bottom can't be at the... Alright. Wait. Crooked, stop. No, stop spending money, please. Guys. Stop it. I'm spending my last... Don't spend your last money on... Oh my god, please keep your money, Limey.
Chat, spend more money on Ellie so we get to see her smile more.
No. I refuse to smile.
Cheese.
God damn it, not the sandwich. What the hell? Crooked. Oh my god, Crooked, stop now. Guys. Tyler, thank you for this streak. 3 streak. Oh my god, I can't say. Thank you for streaking.
I am now broke.
Greasy. Okay, no, okay, hold on. Okay, hold on now. Okay, what the? Oh, hi Yumi over on YouTube. I'm done. Yeah, stop. Okay, stop spending money now. Jesus Christ. Thank you, guys. I feel bad, but thank you. Also, Limey. Don't spend your last money on Twitch streamers. Jesus, level 7 hype train is crazy. Okay, make peace with each other now. So, you know. No more money spending. No more button smashing today. Thank you for Headpad Ali. Hi, Singer. How are you? What is your former hype train record?
We're level 7. Level 11 was the channel record. We should break that.
No, we shouldn't. Level 11 is a lot of money. Let's not break that one.
I'd buy that for $1.
Crazy. Alpha, thank you for the biddies, but stop it now. Oh, you just woke up. Good morning, Singer. Pardon me while I lurk. I'm playing Species Unknown on a Discord. Oh, that is the game that I was talking about earlier. I think that's the... Is it? I think that is the demo that Foxy and Nibby wanted to play. Who are these people on my YouTube? Hi, Nibby. Hi, Livy. But yeah, I'm multi-streaming again today. Yeah, I told you guys about. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that was from you, Super. Oh. It's Holly.
I am the storm that is approaching.
Holly, hello. Welcome to the piss domain, Holly.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Hello, welcome in, Raiders. Holly, how was the rest of your stream? It was so funny in your stream earlier. I really enjoyed myself. I have come to return the piss. Oh no. Oh no, the piss is coming back. All of it is coming back now? Because that was a lot of piss. I had to fix a crazy huge ship and got overwhelmed. Oh, Jesus. Alright, everyone is throwing piss now. That's great. Oh, man. Please aim here. That's crazy. Greasy!
Hey
Greasy.
Raiders, Ellie got new tracking. Can you all compliment her on her cute smile?
Don't. I'm not smiling anymore. Greasy, are you not supposed to... Aren't you supposed to study? Also, guys, look, I added... Don't tell Twitch about it, but there's like... YouTube chat is here now.
Greasy, don't study.
Greasy, study. You're supposed to study. What the hell? I forgot my name was this cringe. That's crazy. But Holly, if you need to rest up after your stream, please do so. It's not my birthday. But thank you. But yeah, if you need to rest, please don't feel obligated to stay. Go rest up a bit and eat something and do all of the after stream care things. No birthday. The math is fucking me, so I want to procrastinate. Fair? Oh my god, sneak. Yeah, do you see it, Yumi? Do you see it? Also, hi Ellie over on YouTube. I'm a lurking, get cozy. Thanks for coming earlier and witnessing Jade immediately using the one command that embarrasses me. That command was really cute, Holly. That was really cute. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for the lurk. Go get cozy. Go get cozy. I see it, she sees it, guys. Oh, can you show the card I sent you? Oh, yeah. I guess I could. Hold on. Ah, shit, no, I can't, actually. Guys, next time, please, remind me to show you the card that Foxy included in the package that she sent me. I can't really show it right now because I have Discord closed. Hi, Crooked. Sad. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just assuming you know who I am. Yeah, I said hello to you. Oh, look at this cute hype train emote. Crying, pissing, and shitting. Do it. Never mind. I'm sorry, Foxy. But yeah, Foxy sent me a really funny card. I'm gonna show you guys next time. Teddy, thank you for the lark. But yes, guys, we have the fishing now. We have the new fishing. It marked you as a raider in your own chat. Oh yeah, wait, hold on. I was in Holly's chat. Hold on, I'm gonna close this one. There we, yeah, I was lurking in Holly's stream. I'm gonna go early, Eep. I barely slept last night. Have a wonderful stream. Okay, Jade.
I am
thank you
going
for
to
being
break
here.
into your place and tickle them toes.
That's crazy. What? That is a crazy name. But yeah, Jade, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Sleep well. Oh my god, I gotta sneeze. How does that even work? Wait, how does what work? Fuck, I just chipped my nail. I'm going to break into your place and tickle them toes. Being a raider in your own chat? Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, I'm a raider in my own chat when I raid into my own channel, which is pretty crazy. Croaky, thank you for the sub to my YouTube channel. How dare you not being subscribed to me already? I can't believe you. I can't believe you, Crooked. Fighting the urge to rot in bed. What, dude, I had the hardest time to get out of bed today. It was not nice. You're the one who told me not. Oh yeah, I did. Sorry. You're right, Crooked. I told you. Hi, Rhea. I just followed you the other day on TikTok, bro. Oh, let's go. Yeah, follow my TikTok. It's really cool. I was gonna be all productive and stream today, but nope. I also wasn't gonna stream today, if I'm being honest. But somebody forced me to. A certain murder maid forced me to, and now I'm here, slaving away. Slaving away. Time to go back in hiding? Yeah, you should do that. You should do that. Go back into the drawer, please. Thank you. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Woman, I begged. I don't like begging. Fair, fine. First, you slapped me at the date saying I'm okay, and now that. Well, Crooked, you just don't understand. You just don't understand. I'm sorry, you don't get it. Sarg, hi Sarg. Hello, hello. A stream to have on while I... Sarg, what are you building? What kind of Lego are you building? Wait, I read that as a vibrator. Yeah, I think that's meant to be like that, but you know. Yeah. Okay, I will actually lurk right now.
Okay,
Need to
we'll actually
concentrate
lurk,
on-
Iron.
That's-
Need to
yes.
concentrate on the stuff that's left now. So bye bye and also bike.
Okay, thank you for the bike. Thank you. Is this Greasy then? Maybe. Maybe it is. But yeah, Greasy, good luck with your studies. I hope they're going well. I'm so sorry you have to deal with really fucking weird math problems. But Jesus. Arkham Asylum Lego set. Bro, you have the cool shit. Please show pictures once you're done building it. I am what? I don't like this conversation. Crazy. Oh no, Eddie. Yeah, just go. What? God, what are these streams? What is happening here every time I stream? Somehow it's always something new. But yeah, I'm still learning about this new fishing thing. But if we get enough fish this stream, maybe I can buy some cool upgrades. I have it on my Stream Deck as well, because it came with like a Stream Deck thing. So that was pretty cool. Also, guys, you can fish two ways. If you want to be lazy, you can use the channel redeem for the 20 points. But you can also type !fish. That also lets you fish if you want to not be lazy. So you have two ways to fish. Only use channel point if you feel lazy. At least it should work. Yeah, it works. Free versus points, yeah. I figured I add the point thing as well if you want to be lazy. Not going to sit and be called lazy. You're lazy. Lazy and rich, exactly. That is the ultimate state of being. Lazy and rich. Nice balls. But yeah, oh, this is so cute. Is that a crab? Cute. I do like this fishing a lot more because I don't have to have an extra program open for it, which is really nice. So I enjoy this. I enjoy this a lot more. I can also adjust the colors if I want, but I figured I'm gonna just leave it default as is right now. Just to test it out for now. It is pretty cute though. I like that it doesn't have that sound I can feel in the back of my throat too. Yeah, that's why I muted lurkbait because of that. That the sound became so grating at some point, so I just muted the whole thing. Anything that can make us have fewer programs exploding the taskbar. Exactly. Also, oh, actually, maybe I should talk about this. Guys, I'm gonna be part of like a stream event in December. Hold on. It's gonna be like a week-long event called Choose Wisely. It's a Choose Wisely festival. Basically, I get access to a whole lot of games at like game demos and stuff. Some of them are public, some of them are not, I believe, at least not yet. Which I'm allowed to stream. And most of them are like, you know, those types of games where your choices really matter, which is really cool. So I'm excited for that. It's like a week-long thing. It starts at the 8th. Monday, 8th of December. And I'm basically gonna stream from the 8th to the 14th. I'm gonna be streaming every day. So you're gonna have a week long of LE streams if you want to hang out here and watch me play like visual novels and like all kinds of other really cool games. Some of them I also was invited to actually stream on their stream page. On their Steam page, I mean. So, it's gonna be my first time actually streaming on Steam, which is kind of like a really weird experience. Because it took me a little bit yesterday to set stuff up for it. We'll see how that goes. But, there's like some really hot dating games that I'm getting like I'm gonna play the demo of, and you can actually see my face on the Steam page then, which is kind of cool actually. That is kind of cool.
Jeez.
Why is it right before my exam deadline? I am so sorry. But yeah, it's gonna be a full week of Ellie streams. At least I'm gonna try to stream every day. The only reason why I wouldn't stream is because my internet would be stupid. But other than that, I set it as a goal to stream every day that week. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Does this mean I'm gonna get a stream on my birthday? Yeah, at least like a short stream anyways. What is my YouTube? Oh, that's why. Yeah, I try to get at least one stream in every day. Maybe not super long, but it's gonna be every day. So yeah, that's gonna be very fun. Yumi is lurking in the YouTube chat. Also, I figured out why last time the YouTube stream was so weird. Apparently YouTube made 2 live stream thingies for me, and I didn't realize, so I was on the wrong live stream thing. I noticed that like after the fact, but now I'm actually on the right one, and I can actually see like how the live studio is supposed to look like while you're live. I have no idea why YouTube just chucked me into like a random live stream thing, but I'm in the right one now. I can actually see what's happening here. It's really cool. They have all kinds of cool analytics here. So I can finally test around with like test this stuff out like properly. So yeah. Thank you for the lark, Nippy. But yeah, I'm very excited for that festival. Speaking of Steam, I found out yesterday that the yacht Lord Gaben just got is from the city my bestie lives in, and he also bought that company, so there's a tiny chance when I visit her, I might see our Lord and Savior. What, Sark? That is so cool! That is so cool! That's crazy. Imagine buying a yacht. What's Jingle Jam, Amon? Is that another like stream event? Sorry, I'm just scrolling up to see if I missed anything, cause I still have to really get used to this new chat layout I have. It's hard to keep track sometimes. Oh, Centrea is part of that, then I'm probably gonna watch a lot of that as well. Oh, Yorkcast yearly charity. Okay, I see. Okay. Yeah, I really wish this chat layout was a bit better, but yeah, it's whatever. It's a 2-week streams from York. Yeah. Cool. I didn't know Centrea is joining that. That's really cool. Okay, okay, ads are starting in a couple of seconds, so I'm gonna let those run. And I will set up the game that we're gonna be playing today. I'll link you on Discord. Thank you. I will look at it after stream. I currently have Discord closed because it's taking up too much resources right now. Actually, can I open it? Let me see. Maybe it should be okay now. Because now my computer doesn't seem to struggle as much anymore. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, I also forgot. Okay, ads are starting soon, so I'm gonna send out some live notifications real quick. Fishing. We are fishing now. I'm gonna be playing the Chilla's art game. It is just a demo. But you can fish in it, and I'm really excited to finally try it out. Where is it? You can see it in the picture, left middle. Okay, okay. I'll check it in just a second. Where's my thumbnail, bro? Also, let me change category real quick before I forget that. Okay, I'm gonna send those out once the ads are over. Can't believe you silenced us on Discord. Well, you know, sacrifices must be made sometimes. I should also drink more. Hold on. I'm not being smart today at all with my hydration. Wait, did Discord not even send out? Oh, wait, it did. This is weirdly quiet. Hold on. Thank you for the posture check. I'm gonna just put it up here. Guys, I need a third monitor. I know I talk about it like every stream now, but I desperately need a third monitor.
What are you?
Jesus Christ.
Cheese.
God, it's so stupid. What the fuck do you mean this group chat has 200 unread messages? Insane. Okay, let me... I'm on. Oh yeah, there she is. Cool. Who's yapping? It's the Uzi gang chat. People are yapping a lot apparently, and I'm missing everything. Let me see. Oh, let me... Okay, hold on. No. I should not focus on Discord stuff now. I miss my Spotify playlist. I want to play Spotify while I'm streaming. Okay. Now I can post this. And this. Was about to say, if you use Throne for other things than cat things, like add monitor, but I see a mic on it now. Oh yeah, don't pay attention to it now. I just needed to put it somewhere so I don't forget about it. But yeah, ignore the Throne. It's like a notepad for me to put things in that I want. That's why I don't link it anywhere. No, I don't have Throne linked anywhere. It's a notepad for me, guys. Just don't stop it. Oh my god, I'm man, nothing is private anymore these days. But yeah, that's not the mic I necessarily want. I just wanted to look up something about it, so I put it on my Throne for later use. Of course Zerg would have it saved, yeah, of course. I mean, technically it's also super easy to find because you just need to add my name in there, in the link. So it's not like it's well hidden, but... Yeah, listen! It's just... I set it up for like other things first because people really wanted me to make a throne thing. But then I started feeling more and more anxious about it because taking people's money is so fucking stressful to me. So now it's like a notepad for me. But Zorg just found it at some point, and now it just has it saved. I don't think no, I didn't put the monitor on that. I put that on another notepad. I have those spread out. I'm just gonna stop using my throne now. It's the reason why I don't have it linked anywhere though. Yeah.
Drink water, you dehydrated.
I drink. Okay, guys. So, hold on. Do we want Carmi for fishing? Let's put Carmi up. There we go. Also, hold on, something is missing. Give me a second. There we go. That's better. How many drinks you got today? Okay, so I have 2, I should really take a picture of this at some point, bro. I have 2 vitamin waters here. Then I have 1 reused pickle jar that's full of coffee. And then another that's a reused Nutella jar that's full of water. So I have 4 drinks with me right now. So, you know. I got scammed, I'm so sorry. You can refund yourself. I also got something you can spread out, like the Uno cards, mix them and we start a round. Okay. We should play Uno again sometime though. You're gonna teach me the way of the back rooms, right? That's what you've been threatening me with? Yeah, Limey, I'ma drag you into the back rooms one of these days. Do you not have normal glasses? Yumi? Yumi. Why would I waste my time on normal glasses if I can just use reused jars to drink out of? Like, why would I do that? That's insane. That's crazy. A reused Nutella jar as a mug. You should add thermal bottles to your throne. No! I like reusing stuff and I like jars, guys. I really like jars. So, you know. My mom would be proud of me. Also, it feels like extra cool when you can drink out of a pickle jar. I don't know, it makes the coffee taste better. I can't explain why. My mom would be proud. Yeah, she is. Sorry. Such environment-friendly mindset to reuse jars. Well, yeah. Why would I throw them away? Okay. Does this game have sound? Hold on. It does. Game sound, game sound. I want a sippy cup, but one which makes a little water splashes inside a sphere to make drinking more fun. Me too, Foxy. Me too. Oh, why? Why is it capturing Werwin's meat? I haven't started that game up in like a week. This game used to be called Project Boats. That's really funny. I sent a video in a group chat. Watch it after stream, and you will want one too. Yeah, I'll catch up after stream. Oh, did you try it already? Yeah. So, I got really curious because I actually got curious because of that one guy in your chat. I was like, you know, if he talks so much about it, it must be kind of cool, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just give it a try. The character creation is really fun. I spent a lot of time in there to make a pretty girl. I played a little bit, but since my controller is kind of borked, I couldn't play that much because I don't want to play that kind of game on keyboard. So, it is a really beautiful game. It is a beautiful game. It gives you a lot of cool options for like screenshots and stuff, and generally just making the game like even more beautiful than it is, which is something I really enjoy. Gameplay itself is kind of cool. Bit I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes it feels a bit weird though. The combat is pretty cool. And there's like also a lot of Kung Fu Hustle references that I really enjoy in that game. But I didn't play as much again because my controller is completely fucked. So it's not necessarily, I can't really say it's a bad game yet. But what I've heard is that they use like, I don't like the AI voices. And apparently there's like other AI use for like chatting with NPCs or something. Which is something I have not experienced yet, but I've heard the gameplay is kind of like Genshin. I never played Genshin, so I couldn't really make a, you know, I couldn't really compare the two. Sometimes it's a bit weird though. POV Ellie just described you. That's crazy. True though. Very true. Limey perked up the moment we said Genshin. Yeah, somebody, yeah, people say that the game I just talked about plays like Genshin, but I can't tell because I never played Genshin. But yeah, that immediately summoned Limey. That's really funny. Okay, let me close. No, Foxy, don't forget to eat. Go make noms. Yes, yes. Jesus. I have avid Genshin problems, I know. I avoid that game like a plague. Okay. Let me put this here. Okay. Oh, actually, hold on. There we go. That's better. All right. Making moms now, you want? Yeah, I'll take some mom. That's Yumi with Love and Deep Space these days. Yeah, Yumi got sucked in pretty badly. I banned myself from playing Genshin. I spent too much on it. I understand. That's why I never touched the game in the first place. I feel like I would spend too much. So I'm just preemptively saving my wallet. Okay, oh, hold on. Let me see how this works on YouTube. The category change. UMIGARI. Is that not how it works? There. Oh, okay, so that's how it works. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm figuring out YouTube. Save. Changes saved? Did they save? Hold on. Oh, they did save, but did that make the stream restart? That's the question that I'm trying to ask here. No, I guess it didn't. I guess I'm still live. Okay, cool. I spent like 8 hours on lads. That's crazy. That's insane. Still good? Yes, yeah. Okay. Okay. How many hours have you played Genshin? Okay, guys. We're playing... Oh, wait. Did the category change on Twitch as well? My god, this multi-streaming stuff is so confusing sometimes. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, guys. We can start fishing now. I think you can hear... Yeah, you can hear the game. Okay. 444 hours since February. That's crazy. Carmi's here. Yeah. We have Carmi time now. He wants to fish with us. New game. Objective, get to school. What do you mean get to school? Do we live on this island and we go to school? Ooh. Look at this. Hold reel in. Okay. Alright. Just get to school. Yeah. We're going to school now, guys. There's a guy here. Hello. Welcome. His face. Oh my god. Oh, you're out hunting? He kind of looks like a fish himself. Very nice. Very nice. If you catch something here and leave it on the boat, I'll buy it. Okay. Don't drive rough, though. The fish will fall out. You'll only find pufferfish here. But I've seen big ones pulled up from these waters before. Okay. Bring me the goodies and I'll upgrade your boaty. You'll be out there in no time. Bring me a load. I have a load for you. What the fuck are you doing? Did you just sneeze? Can you do that again? He kind of looks... He really looks like a fish himself. He... He is sneezing. Or hiccupalang. Yeah, one of those things. Okay. Can I fish him? No. Okay. Do we have any fishies here? Guys, I see fish. I got one. Holy shit. Holy shit, he's huge. Hi, Kazu. Thank you for the resub. Thank you. That's a huge fish. Jesus. Oh. Place your catch inside the green frame to sell it. Items not placed in the frame will disappear after a while. Okay. That's a huge fish. Let me get out of the way real quick. Look how big he is. I want a VTuber model like this. That's pretty funny. He's big. Okay, so he said... Oh god, I can jump really high. How do I drop you? He big. The fish is fat. I love him, right? Okay, so he's in the boat now, so that means I can sell it? Let me see. Sell. Yeah, oh wow, 200 for a pufferfish. We got money now, guys. Refuel. How much is fuel? Hello? Oh, I see. Okay. We need to fish a bit more. I got my commission back for a new cursed AF Fuji reactive and I'm in tears. Oh boy, I can't wait to see it. That guy looks like one of those goldfish with big eyes on the sides. Yeah, oh my god, that's true. Can I? I died. Okay. I want to find more fish. We're poor again, right? It's so easy to get poor. I got one. They're so big and fat. Can I? Okay, I can run. More fish? How are we just underwater without holding our breath? That's actually kind of crazy. Oh, we died. Holy shit. Maybe we are fish. Maybe. Oh, damn it! That's what happens underwater if you don't hold breath. You die. Well, maybe hold your breath then, bozo. These are so big. I return. Damn, is this a beach from Go? Maybe it is. You never know with these Chilla's art games. Okay, surely with these 3 we can feel the whole thing, right? 500. Not a lot. It's full. Okay. Can we go to school now? Emergency button. Leave your cargo here and return to the last gas station you visited. Okay, I see. We can drive the thing? Oh no. I see an island over there. Wait, can I? Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, how do I? Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Check the bench. I swear it said fast. Really? Whoa, do you see that? Hold on. That's a huge fish. Holy shit. Oh my god, go away. Oh my god, can I catch this? Damn it! It's too fast! That's a fucking megalodon, right? You know what? We'll check the fast travel later. I'm sure we come back here. That's gonna eat your ass for sure. I hope so. Another big boy. Holy shit. Damn, they're bleeding. I don't like the blood. Wait, where did... Oh, he's here. Okay, hold on. It's so big. Hold on. Can I? From here? No. White women have no sense of danger when see animals. I mean, big fish are so exciting, though. This reminds me a little of a first person. Oh, Dredge. I want to play Dredge at one point. Oh, that's a big boy. I want to play that game at some point. No! Wait! panicked. Please don't fall out of my boat. Oh my god! Where is he? That's crazy. Fine, you know what? We're going to the island. This reminds me of women I'm trying to talk to. They're also very fast when going away. That's crazy. Oh my god, I don't want to lose my fish. I need to be careful. I wonder... Oh, hold on, hold on. How few... That's crazy. Okay. Oh, someone's here. Hello? Oh, that's just... Okay. Girl in school uniform. Do you also need to go to school? I have to get to the island. I have to end the curse before I... Someone has to do it. Will you please help me get to the island? Oh, you're lanky. Jesus. Are you on a boat or where did she go? Also, what island are we talking about? Like, the one with the bench? Can you guys even hear the game? Because it's really low for me. Oh, that's the wrong menu. Hold on. Let me turn this all the way up here. There we go. This should be better for you guys too. There's the sound, yeah. I don't think I can even fish here. Honestly, I thought it was just quiet like other Chilla's games. Yeah, it was pretty quiet on my side, but I turned it up a little bit. I'm not sure why it was so quiet by default. Okay, so she is on the boat. Okay, my fish is still here. Alright. Well, I'm not really sure. Did you mean this island over there? Wait, can I talk to you? No. Okay, we'll just go back there. How's it going? Do you like my fish? This feels a bit awkward. Yo, what the fuck? Hello? Oh my god, there's the big bitch again. What happens? Make sure the girl does not fall. Sunk! What did you do? What is a map? What the hell? What do you mean? What do I mean? She's scuba certified? That's how you drop in the ocean? Yeah, I mean, yeah, but... That's concerning. Can I just keep this one in my hand? Yeah, okay, let's go. He's just flopping around there. Alright. Oh my god, please stay inside. Okay. I just want to sell you. Zarg would know. Release me. Okay, hold on. First, we got so much money now, guys. Okay, what did the bench say? You're right. I didn't. Fast travel. There's nothing here. I didn't even realize you can interact with the bench. Should we go over there? I want to see what's over there. We should probably add fuel though. I wanna catch the big bitch though. Wait. Did he say he can upgrade our boat, right? Yeah. Hold on. You're so right, Nibby. I want upgrades. Boat speed. Harpoon speed. Let's do boat speed. Range. I like range. Okay. Maybe speed here too. And now we're broke. I feel like we should grind for a little bit more money. Or again, for real. It's all too familiar, isn't it? Oh, he's so small. He's hollow? Can I crouch? Why is my fish hollow? Who ate you? Why is my fish hollow? That's crazy. I don't crack the fish like egg. I'm not trying to. That's crazy. Oh. No? Okay. I guess they're too far away. Poor fish. I know. I feel bad. There we go. He's so big. This one is fine. Why are these ones hollow? What's going on? Who ate all of my fish guts? Pufferfish guts are my favorite. Well, did you steal them? Did you do that? I want more fuel capacity. We need to catch bigger fish. They're just trying to do Hollow Knight cosplay. That's insane. Wow, I suck. Wouldn't be able to ride if I did. True. I'm too scared to eat pufferfish. I want to try it, but I'm kind of scared to. I want big fish. Where's the big one? Hi Luna! Are we fishing stream? Yeah! We're fishing today. Damn. Hello? No, I lost him! Oh my god! I need a bigger boat. How are you, Luna? Oh my god, I keep losing. Oh. How are you? I'm scared of losing my fish. If I drive too much like a maniac. Doing alright? That's good to hear. Okay. No, please stay inside. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go sell this. RedTube streaming as well? Yeah! Roxy! Hi, Roxy! Thank you for posture check and hydrate. I will. Oh yeah, we're on YouTube as well. Roxy, it is. It's the Roxy. Okay. Let's make sure. Oh. How are you, Roxy? Are you doing well? Hold on. Okay, let's sell. Oh my god, we almost have... Oh, we do! Let's go. I guess we can do this as well. Should we grind for everything? No, you know what? Oh. You're addicted to Osu now? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. I'm absolute dog shit at Osu. Oh no. Right? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm alright. We can fish today, so I'm pretty happy. I like fishing. I'm gonna grind Genshin now? Okay. Continue being a disappointment. I'm kidding. You have everything maxed out? That's crazy. I'm better with mouse and keyboard, but I want to use the tablet to improve my pen skills. Oh yeah! I know quite a few people that are super cracked when it comes to playing Osu with a tablet. It's insane to me. I'm not a disappointment? No, you're not. I'm just joking. Just pulling your leg. I'm glad you're enjoying Genshin anyways. Okay. Let's add some fuel. Okay. We're gonna go over there now. Oh. Wait, Foxy, you played Genshin at some point? Oh my god, the big bitch is over there. Oh, I really want to try to catch the big one. But maybe, you know what? No. Okay, let's do this first. Hold on. There we go. Oh, this one is not is this one covered in blood? Wait, some of these are not spinning. And what's this over there? That's blood, right? What is this? I'm gonna go pass out now. Okay, Roxy, thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. Thank you. I hope you sleep well. Can I harpoon this? That is blood, though, for sure. Oh! Wait, what? What happened? There's a fish over there. Hold on.
Happy birthday. Can't believe you're 5 billion years young.
That's crazy.
Keep rocking.
That's insane. There's a fish, there's a fish. Are those? Hold on. Can you come back real quick? Does that fish have human hands? Oh no. I can't see shit. Well, that's gonna take a while to fucking try to shoot down. I can't see my... Hold on. Maybe from here. No. That's absolute... Hold on. I want to get closer. I'm not even sure if I can shoot it. Yeah, I'm parked. Holy... those are human hands. What the fuck? Okay. I can't see my crosshair when I'm looking this way. We're gonna wait for him over here. Also, am I lagging? I feel like I'm lagging. The model, I mean. Oh, what the... Oh, that was stupid. There we go. Okay, maybe I'm not supposed to, like, let it... So see, like, I see lag in OBS, which is really weird, though. But maybe it's the same thing that Yumi has. Can I even shoot this down? I feel like I should be able to. I still don't know why stuff lags in OBS. I can shoot him down. Bro, what are your fins? What is this? Wait, those are human hands for sure. Who sewed human hands on a fish? Wannabe mermaid for real? There's another one over here. Wait, I want this one. Wait, did he leave? Oh my god, I lost a handfish. Shit. Can you please stay in the boat? That would be great. Yeah. I just don't want to lose. There's an... What is that up there? Okay, it's spinning. Oh! Oh, okay, hold on. What is that? What is that? Oh! Oh. Why? Okay, I guess we got a sonar now. That's cool. What was that? In no way, bro. I wanna leave. You got enough fuel back? Maybe. Oh my god, please. Where was the island again? Is the windmill hitting you? Yeah. The island was somewhere over here, right? Oh no. Oh. I don't think I'll make it back. Shit. It's over there. No, that's another island. Shit, we're not making it back. You're right, I have a map, don't I? That's funny. I have a map, you're right. Oops. Well, I lost my hand, guy, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, my old boat is over there. Oh, we just get new boats if I run out of fuel? That's crazy. Okay, well. Infinite boats, guys. I got the glitch. Infinite glitch boat. Yeah, I'll definitely go get the handfish back. I definitely will. Man, we were so close too. Oh, actually, I want to test this out real quick. Hold on. Boat despawning, yes. This better not despawn. Wait, does this not work anymore? Aw. Shit. Okay, yeah, never mind. Can I get two at the same time? No. Okay. Would have been cool. So who's gluing bloody hands on fish? That's my question. What was that? Did you guys see that? Am I hallucinating? Maybe I am. Okay. Give me money. I'd like a little bit more money. Possible. Just a tiny bit. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's go. And fish. No, no, no. Stay in the boat. Okay. Can I sell this? That's my question. Can I sell the handfish? Okay, he's still here. Flying fish. Okay. 3K. Yo. I want more fuel. Okay. Let's put more fuel in. Let's get a couple of these. I guess we can get sonar upgrades too now. You should not shrimp like this. Okay. All right. Let's see. Wait, there's treasure over there? Hold on. Oh, never mind. Okay. I guess... yeah, okay. I want to see... if we somehow can catch the big bitch. That's a big bitch. Not the big bitch I wanted, but still a big bitch. Holy shit, look at this chonker! That's crazy. Oh, did my... hold on. My dad texted me. Okay, I can reply to this later. That's a huge bitch. Okay. I want to eat him? Me too. Oh, please stay in the boat. I don't want to lose you. No big bitch inside. Woo! Catch it? Yeah, I don't think I could catch that one. What the fuck was that? Oh, wait. There's another... Now you paranoid looking back. You would be too. Did that fish have hair? That looked like it had like a wig on. Oh. Don't worry about it, I'm worried about it. Hello? Oh! He's so fast. What are you? Oh, what the fuck are you? Are you? You know what? Whatever. Hi, Ava! Hi! I hope you're doing well. Stylish fish. He is very stylish. That's for sure. Oh, that was nothing. Yeah, get shouted out, nerd. Yeah, I know. Low fuel. We can... We found a new island, guys. Fast travel point. Okay. So that means... Strange high school. This is a strange high school, apparently. Hey! Wait, are you the same guy? How did he get over here so fast? So you managed to get here. Way to go. Brought some? Let me see. Yeah. Timid fish. A timid fish. I like speed. Yeah. He also used red bench teleport, I guess so. Okay, this is a whole ass high school? Curious. Can I get in here? Yo, what the fuck? What happened to you? I'm in the way. Look how he's looking at me. With those beady eyes. Yoink. Can I sell this? Actually, hold on. I can't believe you've done this. Right? Hey, do you buy... Fish head? 4K for a fish head. Holy shit, bro. I'm making bank here. What's this? Nothing. Is there anything else back here? I just found out why I can't use the hehe anymore. Why not? Did I remove it? I'm not sure which emotes I removed. I gotta be real with you. I had to remove quite a few because I ran out of slots. It's behind. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, true. I moved some of them around. Some of them I had to move around. But that one gets deleted soon anyways because it's The old design. But I like it, I know. I'll make a new one at some point. I like it too. I mean, we technically... Hold on. Go to school. We are in school. Also, the sun is going down. I'm not sure I like that, actually. What happens when it gets dark? Does this game have day and night cycles? What's this? Oh wait, the door opened for me. Okay. What's in here? Guys, am I a fish? Oh. That killed me. Hold on. You know fish, you die underwater? Yeah. I'm no fish. Okay, so these doors just open for you whenever the fuck you want. Big fish, big fish! Oh god, they are fast. Did you hear that? That fish made a human noise. Wait, is it wearing a school uniform? Oh god. I'm gonna turn this game up. Why did that fish sound like a kid? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering right now. Am I shooting real people? That would be hilarious, actually. This one also... Am I shooting schoolgirls? What is happening here? Why are they wearing schoolgirl uniforms? Should I be doing this? They're actually screaming! Plot twist, you're just an insane person thinking there's water around you, but you driving around in a car and spirit... That would be an insane plot twist, actually. That would be crazy. Oh, that was weird. How many of these are there in here? Is my... Hold on. Didn't that random girl talk about breaking a curse? True, you're right. There's supposed to be a curse going on. Is the curse turning everyone into a fish and I'm just killing them? Am I the curse? Oh, Song, thank you for the biddies. Yep, these make human noises. Oh, now you can use it again. Okay, I see why. Enjoy. Hi, Clank. Hello. How are you? Look, I'm milfing. This is milfing the game. Okay, I think these just respawn. I'm gonna just leave these here for now and keep exploring. I wonder what they sell for. That is a very good question. Let's see. Let's go ask how much these are. Milfing is the greatest pastime. Yeah. If that fish head went for 4K, yeah, right? Please stay in the boat. I wasted my time. Bro, that's crazy. What do you mean female fish go for 1 money? What the fuck? Okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not wasting my time on that. Bro, I feel cheated. I thought I was making some money here. Nah, that's not okay. Fucked up. Should I have warned you about that? No, I don't want spoilers. That's pretty funny, but fucked up. Oh. I hear noises. It's just... hello? Oh. Sorry. GPS device. Updated map. Wait, what? Wait. Is that the big fish? So what is making the noise? Sorry, I'll leave you alone. I'm just checking. Let's go upstairs. Hello? There's a person here. All this. Hello? Well, that ain't right. Hello?
Hi.
Man in school uniform. I am reborn. God didn't abandon me. There were bullies in my class, I know, because I was always watching them from the fish tank. Some classmates were kind to me. They even fed me through the glass. But the bullies tormented the ones who cared for me. I'm part of the class too. I'll make sure those sharks are dealt with.
Ooh.
You see the desks in front of me? They are the accessories the bullies wear. What do you mean fish tank? Are you actually a fish?
Ah.
Bring them to me. They need to be punished. I don't like your face, sir. Do I need to... How do I actually... Oh, my bad. Oh, do I need to bring them... Do I need to bring... fish here? What's this? Nothing. Another shell, I guess. Do I need to bring him the bullies? I'm not sure I want to do that. I don't really... That would be fucked. No, never mind. Okay. Can I climb up here? Never mind, I don't like that person. Me neither. Oh. What the fuck? Is that a fish with legs? Ah, shit. Did I scare him off? I just wanted to take a closer look. Can you come back, please? Are the people turning into fish, or are the fish turning into people? What if both is true? What if they just switch places? Colors in an order? Oh, maybe that is a puzzle, actually. You may be onto something. Oh my god, just let me jump down. Come on. What the fuck? I'll just screenshot this because I don't want to. I don't want to go through the trouble of fucking remembering all of these. Okay, good enough. Not cheating, guys. I swear, I'm not cheating. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you, Zarg. That makes my life easier. What the fuck was that? I'm gonna kill myself if I do that though, right? So... what? Why is this one shining? Oh, that's one of the bullies. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Don't mind me. Damn, I just flop her down there. Okay. I guess I just need to find the fish here. Not here. This one is boarded up. Are you one of the bullies? No. Okay, so I guess we have the bully stuff to do and whatever that color stuff is. Oh, I could go down here as well. I bet that will kill me too. Okay. Oh, to be a fish. I wanna explore more here. Oh, that's nothing. Oh wait, I can pick these up? Shit. Okay, I'm gonna fight the other ones then. Oh, hello. Okay, I see. So I can pick the shiny ones up. This one doesn't look shiny. Oh, that, no it does. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just pick these up then. What the hell? Cool. Yeah, that's what I meant with collecting them. That's fair, yeah. I am not sure I will finish the demo today, though. Let me check. Yeah, I'm probably gonna play for another like 10 minutes and then I wrap it up. Because my dad wants me to call him and that might take a while. So I'll just continue playing this probably tomorrow and finish the demo tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I can just collect these. Cool. I want to fish. What kind of fishing game is this? I'm not home tomorrow. Yeah, I kind of... I was hoping I could stream a bit longer today, but yeah. You know how it is. Family stuff. Are you meeting up with Ace? Cool. What are you guys gonna be up to? Anything fun planned? Oh, you're going to concert? What kind of concert? There we go. The Hive's rock music? Cool. Is it just gonna be you or Ace or like a whole group? You and Ace, I should say. You and Ace. Or like a whole group. So I can collect these as well? Okay. Cool. Bringing a friend as well? Cool. I hope you guys have a lot of fun. Oh my god. Why are these so janky sometimes? Hello? 3 hours driving one way? Well, I hope it's gonna be worth it though. I hope it's gonna be worth it. But yeah, yeah, you know what? We are continuing this probably tomorrow. Unless the snowstorm is even worse tomorrow, then it's whatever. Then I'll probably play this Tuesday. Jeez. Aw, man, yeah, I'm sorry. But it's probably better I rest anyways. My headache is getting worse. So I'm gonna go take some painkillers. And rest up a bit. This was still pretty productive though. I learned a bit more about the YouTube streaming, which is pretty cool. Thank you for being here, guys. Get well soon. I try. My headaches these days are just... The weather is like keeps changing so drastically like all the time. And my body just can't keep up. Because like yesterday it was a super warm day. The sun was out, you know. And today it's fucking just snowstorm. It makes no sense anymore. Also, the GMC, thank you so much. Thank you. I try my best to feel better soon. Thank you to the people over on YouTube as well. Thank you, guys. Those emotes are so cute. Thank you, guys. I already know who I'm sending you guys over to. We're gonna raid Kana. She's playing Silent Hill F today. This is her first playthrough of it. I'm very excited to watch it. Thanks for streaming here. Thank you for being here. I hope I will see you, all of you, tomorrow. If not, Tuesday, well, Monday for the usual collab day with the goobers, but Tuesday for a solo stream again. What do we want as a raid message? Also, hold on, I need the other chat for the raid stuff now. Yeah. Where's the other chat? I'm gonna wait for the ad break to be over. I don't want her to. I don't want her to panic. Ellie, drink with me tomorrow? No way. Oh yeah, next week. When did we say? Did we say Thursday, Yumi? Or Wednesday? We said Thursday, right? I want to play Silent Hill F so bad. Oh yeah, please don't get spoiled. Once we raid over to Kana, she's playing Silent Hill F, so if you still want to play it, please don't get spoiled. His profit rate, Kana is gonna hate it. We're using that one. She's gonna hate it. Thursday? Yeah, okay, so Thursday, we are back with Nibby, Yumi, and Shiro for more Peak. I'm so excited for it. Hopefully we get a bit, well, hopefully next time we get to the top, right? We're getting to the top. Shiro is going to carry us. I will try to make it to Peak, but it's the 27th, and I don't know. Oh, wait. Wait, is the 27th Thanksgiving? That's Thanksgiving. Oh, no, I didn't think about that. You know, if it's not working out, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, Peak isn't going anywhere anyways. But yeah, let us know if it works out for you, Nibby. Yeah, just let us know. There's no worries. Sadly, a handful of my Discord specifically said they didn't want me to play it, and I just don't have the time off stream anymore. Man. Just play it without me. I won't be offended. I will be offended. I'm not playing Peak without the Nibby. I refuse. We need you, Nibby. We need you. What if I get hungry and I have to eat someone? You would be my #1 choice. We need you. We need you badly. Promise? I promise. You're my #1 choice when it comes to cannibalism. You can't leave me alone. But yeah, we're gonna go over to Kana. Got me kicking my feet and shit. Nibby, we're so fucked up. Man. Okay, yeah. Copy the raid message. Let me make sure. She is out of... Okay, she's still in ad break, so we're waiting for a little bit. Copy this. Okay, it's copied. I guess that's what happens when we're both horror VTubers. True, very true. I guess that's why we like vibe so well with each other. Now you're good at tech. No, I don't want her to stress over like getting back from the ad break. Wait, no wait, that's... Oh wait, no, it was Paul. Okay. Wait, Kana is looking so cute today. What the fuck? What is she wearing? Yeah, the live thing wasn't working properly for me. Yeah, ad break is over. Never mind. Oh. Kazu, thank you for subbing on YouTube. Thank you so much. Oh my god, Kana is looking so cute, guys. Okay. Hold on. We're going. Odd Kana. You're also looking cute today, kitten. Foxy, I'm banning you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. Please copy the raid message. Give Kana some love. I'm packing you all up in a cute little package. Tie us all up and send us... That's Yumi? Yumi, hello? That's crazy, Yumi. If we weren't raiding, I would time you out, Goober. For real, right? But yeah, I will see you guys very soon. Thank you for hanging out with me. And yeah, I will see you guys. There. Bye bye.